Today we talk about justice, and today we talk about racism. And I must tell you, it gives me no pleasure to tell you that we now have a president of the United States who is a racist.
Now, in just a few minutes, Senator Kamala Harris is set to speak, and she made it official today. She is running for the Democratic presidential nomination.
The future of our country depends on you and millions of others lifting our voices to fight for our American values. That's why I'm running for President of the United States.
Now, Senator Harris is going to have to make the case that she is really the one to take on President Trump and win, and Jeff Zeleny is here with me to discuss all of that. So she has this campaign video, and she's making the case about American values. And it seems like she's taking on Trump, but we have seen different candidates or potential candidates make that choice. Are they going to go up against Trump or focus on their own message?
That is such a central question. I think in her view here, she is trying to introduce herself first. So you saw that video that she was releasing. It didn't mention Donald Trump by name at all, but boy, that was the subtext to all of it. But she is trying to introduce herself as a record-breaking, a groundbreaking candidate. She's the first African-American woman in the field, potentially one of 5 women in the Democratic field here. So she's trying to distinguish herself by her time as a prosecutor. Her tagline, her slogan, for the people. And that is how she introduced herself at every time she would stand up as a prosecutor in California. Of course, so she is taking her bite at the apple today. She's giving a press conference shortly here in Washington, as you said. But how she sort of stands out in the field is the open question at this point. But she certainly is getting a lot of attention commanding this today on this MLK Day.
5 women in this potentially in this Democratic field, right. And it's going to be huge. I mean, it's just going to be such a big field. It's going to be very diverse, and they're all going to have to grapple with this question of how do I make myself stand out? No
question. It's a very crowded lane. It reminds me of the 2004 presidential campaign, so many candidates, but I think how they deal with President Trump is one way to stand out. And we heard just a short time ago in Columbia, South Carolina, how Bernie Sanders is going to deal with Donald Trump. Let's take a listen.
Today we talk about justice, and today we talk about racism. And I must tell you, it gives me no pleasure to tell you that we now have a president of the United States who is a racist.
So taking on that directly there, Senator Sanders has still not said if he's going to run or not, but certainly is looking to see, and many questions if he has a second act or not. But he's going directly after the president in that regard. But Brianna, this is the very early stages, but boy, a month or so from now, the field will probably have most of the candidates already in. Big question marks, of course, Joe Biden, Beto O'Rourke, and others. But even now, with this many people in the field, we don't know exactly all their pathway, but they're trying to find their own lanes.
It's a crowded freeway.
No doubt.
It's going to be so interesting, though. Jeff Zeleny, thank you so much.
Sure.
And CNN is going to host a town hall with Senator Kamala Harris from